Hey, good evening and welcome to episode 2 of the McGonigal Podcast. They actually let me do a second episode of this stupid podcast. I can't believe it either. 2 great guests tonight. On my left, a great comedian whose special, Father of Daughters, can be found on Dry Bar and YouTube. It's Joe Callahan.
How are you?
Woo!
Hey, it's good to be here, Ed.
And to my right, a great comedian whose wildly popular podcast is Cooper Talk. It's Steve Cooper. Steve Cooper.
Thank you, Ed. Thanks.
Now we're going to roll. Now it's all downhill from here. All downhill.
This is like a 1987 open mic at the Comedy Works at 2nd and Chestnut.
No, because they didn't let me on those. So, so it's nothing like that. It's nothing. I want to start out there seeing how with 3 comedians. They recently had a roast of Tom Brady. After the roast, everybody's mad. Giselle's mad. His kids are mad. Robert Kraft is mad. Oh, have we turned into that bad of a milquetoast country, that bunch of wimps that we get mad over a roast?
I think that, I get what you're saying, right? But the one thing I noticed is they went after his kids. Like, even the mob doesn't go after family.
It's a
roast, man. I know what you're saying, but it's a roast. It's not like they're putting some big article in the paper. When you go on a roast, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, but if you go against your kids?
Well, I mean, come on. They have such a bad life. Oh, our dad makes billions and our mom makes billions. Fuck them.
Spoken like someone who doesn't have kids. Somebody goes after my kids, I'm going to go right after you.
Robert Kraft is, but what the hell does Robert Kraft have to be mad about?
But you notice, he stopped
Jeff
Ross from going after Robert Kraft. But anything about his wife or kids, that was fine.
But what does Kraft have to be mad about? He's got $1 billion. He's got the young Asian girls giving him happy endings.
Yeah.
What does he have to be mad about? Robert Kraft is mad?
I think that was set up too. I just think that was something to Brady did it just to get some juice going. Because seriously, he doesn't work for Kraft anymore. And he's working for, he just signed with Fox or whatever, 10 years, $375 million. He doesn't care.
He does look like a lost soul without football.
Oh, yeah,
he does. He looks wandering there.
Yeah, he'll get plenty of pussy. He'll be fine. He's Tom Brady. There'll be pussy out to his neck, which at 6'5" is a lot of pussy.
Is that how you measure that? Is that how you measure
that? How many pussies is that? Can you talk?
That's a lot of pussy. It's a mountain of pussy you got to a 6'5" guy's neck. I'll tell you that. That's a mountain of pussy. But they used to be roast, the Dean Martin roast. They would tear everybody a new ass. Sinatra, Ronald Reagan, Jimmy Stewart. If those guys could take it, you mean to tell me Robert Kraft can't take it?
I saw the roast with Truman Capote, because that show was on. He said, they were roasting Truman Capote, and they're just ripping him. He's like, and I'm just sitting there going, this is classic. Like, the dude was such a fool. It was. I
forgot about Truman. Yeah, I mean, but it's amazing. They can have a roast then, but you can't have a roast. We're that bad. It's that comedy.
I didn't watch it, but I heard Kim Kardashian took a shit.
Oh, that's hard to believe. Such a great comedian like Kim Kardashian.
Hey, she was great at hosting Saturday Night Live. She did a great job.
I can't believe she did bad at a roast. She seems so quick, so clever. How could that happen? How could Kim Kardashian? How did Paris Hilton do it? Did you get her set or did?
No, I'm waiting for that video to come out.
Paris' set didn't do well. Real quick, also over the weekend, Steve Buscemi got clocked on a street corner in New York, and I was upset about it until I thought about how bad the last season of Boardwalk Empire was, and I thought, well, maybe he deserved it.
It was a very slow-moving punch that eventually went somewhere, just like Boardwalk Empire.
I like Boardwalk Empire.
I'm saying the last season. The last season was a little shit. It was good. The last season made
but out of all the celebrities you could punch in the face, would Steve Buscemi even make the list?
That's what I was going to say. Which character actor would you like to clock? If you had a chance to sucker punch somebody, there's got to be a character actor. Maybe some of the old ones like Andy Devine from the Westerns. And I'm not showing my age at all saying Andy Devine.
John Stamos, just because he's so damn pretty. Like, I'm sitting there, the guy, I'm like, he's funny. I know people know him, he says he's a nice guy, but I'm like, I would just like to see him get hit, because I'm sorry, you can't be that pretty, or Rob Lowe. And they're both great actors. I mean, they're both good at what they do, but they're just pretty, and I like to see them get hit in the face.
If you could take a time
because
machine,
they got pussy up to the neck.
I know. Not a story. It's not quite the mouth, but it's still.
Yeah, exactly.
Great in his Greek puss.
It's still a good mouth.
Take that, Uncle Jesse.
Exactly. I'd like to hit both.
If you could take a time machine back to the 70s and clock Norman Fell, wouldn't you do it?
Yeah. No. Norman Fell. Norman Fell's the guy, man.
No.
Tom Bosley. David Doyle.
The guy who played Larry Tate.
Oh, there you go. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's Ronnie Shell. Ronnie Shell.
No.
Ronnie Shell
the professor on Gilligan's Island. Because he was just a slut.
Alan Melvin. Who played everybody?
Wait a minute, I gotta look that up.
Alan Melvin played
I
everybody.
thought I would do obscure shit. He's
Melvin
like, blow me away.
played Sam the Butcher on the Brady Bunch and Barney Hebner on the. Alan Melvin was a legend. How do we not?
Why would
know
you want to punch him then?
Well, it's just what the hell. Sometimes
Because Sam the Butcher had pussy up to his
Up to
neck.
his neck.
Alice.
It was just Alice.
He had Alice pussy. I dare you to get Alice pussy.
Yeah.
You
Alice
can't get
pussy,
it.
that's
can't get Alice
that's better
pussy.
than Barbara Eden pussy. And if you
Well,
look at the ranking, the power rankings of celebrity pussy, Alice, you would brag more if you banged Barbara Eden, you'd be like, oh yeah, I banged, and they'd be, oh okay. But if you said, man, I banged Alice, people
If
like,
you
holy
had
shit,
to-
you banged Alice, they love it.
Who would you?
Well, let's. I gotta say something that'll make everybody show. She's no Angie Dickinson.
Who would you rather fuck, Alice or was Shirley Booth who played Hazel? Which one? I mean, of the maids.
no.
And maybe throw
You
in
know what?
Florence.
I'm gonna get a little freaky. That's my mama. I'm
There
gonna go
you
after
go.
Shirley Hempfield.
If we're talking,
No, that was-
No, that's right. You're right.
Mabel
Maple
King.
King.
Mabel
Maple King was
King.
that's my
There you
mama.
go,
Yes,
Mabel
Shirley.
King.
I would say Alice
Like I'm
over
the
Shirley
first guy
Booth.
to get large black women confused. I'm sorry. Robert De Niro doesn't do it.
Exactly, because he dates
I
skinny
thought
ones.
Lizzo was Mabel King the first few times I saw her. Before that, I found it. Wow, Mabel
The
King can
reboot,
sing.
That's My
And then
Mama
it did-
2.
Exactly. I thought Rerun can sing
I was
when I saw Lizzo.
I was on a plane, right? I went to Lock Haven University, so I'm flying back from Las Vegas, and as I'm walking on the plane, there's a guy with a Lock Haven University golf, and I go, "Did you go to Lock Haven?" He goes, "Oh no, I was a speaker." I go, "Wait, you're Clifton Davis," because I knew Clifton Davis.
Wow.
And, it was, and he and I sat next to each other flying back to Philly from Las Vegas.
Wow.
And he goes, "Please, no more That's My Mama questions, please."
Did he say that?
Yeah.
And he was also in Amen. You could ask him
Yeah.
Sean
Yeah.
Hemsley questions, for God's sake.
It's funny. I interviewed, when I was in LA, I interviewed Ernest Thomas.
Roger.
And
what's happening?
we're both blind in one eye. So he said I'm like his
Wow.
brother from another mother.
Wow.
And he told me how he met all the Doobie Brothers in that classic episode.
Doobie you?
And and he said it was just amazing. But he was the nicest nice guy. When I'm sitting there interviewing him, I'm going, that's Raj.
Yeah.
Raj, that's
Wow.
Raj,
Maybe one day, keep your fingers crossed, Dwayne Wayne.
Yeah, but there you go.
Hey. All right.
Now, anybody over 25 now will get the rest of our references.
Oh, of course, of course. I'm going to do a whole section on Pat Henry in a few minutes. Pat Henry and Jackie Gale. It'll be great. It'll be fantastic.
Jackie Vernon.
There you go. Just yesterday, the president of Iran died in a plane crash. Now, when you hear that news, what's the proper reaction? Get popcorn and celebrate, or champagne and celebrate? When you hear that the president of Iran has been killed in a, because how do you celebrate?
I think you
Dancing?
make a sandwich and you have a nice beer.
You sit back like an Irish wedding and you see one cousin pick a fight with another cousin. Go, let's see where this goes. This will be interesting.
I mean, the president of Iran, there isn't going to be a whole lot of tears shed for the president of Iran.
You're not going to see a lot of RIPs on Facebook.
No,
it's like, RIP, the president of Iran.
Gone too soon.
Yeah, so young.
But he left us such great work. I'm pretty sure we aren't going to see that for the president of Iran.
That was a 12 burqa salute they're going to have at his funeral.
10 women got stoned at the funeral.
Yeah,
That's how great that funeral was.
There's a concubine misplaced.
The president.
What are you laughing like a Bond villain?
Holy shit! I know you're like. It's like the old show when the guy, the villain, the cartoon, the little cat runs behind. And it's like.
I'm still laughing from up to my neck and pussy height. I'm still laughing about that.
Do you expect me to talk, Mr. McGonigal?
Where else are you going to hear the president of Iran and Pat Henry in the same show?
And pussy up to the
And
neck.
Pussy and Alice. Don't forget Alice.
And Raj.
So did anybody see the Seinfeld, what's the movie, a Pop-Tart movie?
I did.
You did? How bad was it?
You know what? It was a fun Saturday. There's nothing else to watch, and a lot of comics were in it. It was a fun movie. It was kitschy. It was not a bad movie, but it was not Citizen Kane.
It's getting such bad reviews. At this point, Kramer is more popular than Seinfeld is. Kramer's getting...
I thought he was going to be in it because there was some talk.
Well, they were afraid he, might start a race riot. That's the last thing.
I'm waiting for the Toaster Strudel movie. I think that's going to be a good one. I think that comes out. I didn't see the movie.
Lego my ego.
Exactly.
This time it's personal.
Exactly. I laugh whenever that happened. Like people, they all just start trashing. Well, Seinfeld's not funny. And it's a kid who's lives in a futon and does like 4 coffee shops a week and maybe made $30 in his whole life doing comedy. And he's like, oh, Seinfeld sucks. Yeah, well, you know what? Guess what? The Seinfeld show was great. So
wait a minute, $30? Who's booking that? Give me that phone number. $30.
That's an unlimited cup of coffee too.
I heard the Wayans brothers are going to make a Count Chocula movie. They got to compete with them. That's what I heard.
Count Chocula movie.
They're always like 3 years
Chocula.
behind Seinfeld.
So okay, here's your question. You're big. What character actor would play Booberry in the Booberry movie? Who would you cast to play Booberry?
Jamie Foxx.
Booberry.
No, old-time actor that he knows.
Old-time actor.
Old-time actor.
Would you the guy who played Wally Binghamton, Ed Flynn?
How about Thomas Mitchell, who was in all those old movies? He'd be the best. Thomas Mitchell. He played Uncle Billy in It's a Wonderful Life, and
Okay. Yeah. All right, there you go.
So he was in everything. Thomas.
If we're going to be casting cereal movies after the Pop-Tart debacle.
Yeah.
Booberry.
But the thing, Netflix doesn't release numbers, so you don't know how good or
Oh
bad.
yeah. It's just amazing the way the critics were ripping them apart. I mean, at this point, it's
I'll tell you, Jim Gaffigan without a beard looks completely different. A shaven Jim Gaffigan in that movie.
Shaving Jim Gaffigan.
Shaving Jim Gaffigan. Because he's up
Sure,
here
he
in
shaved.
pussy.
There was 6 kids. The 6 kids didn't rip it off his face with all those kids he has.
That's amazing.
He's the last guy keeping up the Catholic faith of having kids. Jim Gaffigan. Even the Pope doesn't agree with 6 kids. Jim Gaffigan still got 6 kids.
In Manhattan, in a 2-bedroom apartment at one point, I'm sure.
What did he call his wife? A Shiite Catholic?
A Shiite Catholic. He goes, I'm Catholic, but she's like a Shiite Catholic. So.
That's that fucking laugh.
I didn't think any of them existed.
That's going to be a new impression now.
You got a cheat sheet between your
that's
legs?
the topics, man. That's the topics.
Hey, the guy's
It's
got
bad enough I got to see you wearing shorts at a glass table.
Bad enough he's got a flip phone.
Yeah, and a flip phone.
A flip
can't put the
phone.
notes on
You kid, I'm going to get dragged into the 21st century. Dragged
Ed's
by
wearing
my
a pair of
ears.
shorts like a fancy hotel. There's a lot of ballroom.
Absolutely.
I see
Hey-o.
one's,
I'm out of here. Good night.
one's making an escape for it, though. That's the thing I'm scared about.
Another thing I wanted to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. got ostracized from the Kennedy family. You know how hard it is to get ostracized for nothing?
Uncle Teddy, sure,
Uncle
he
Teddy.
did some shit fine, but he's one of us.
He drove a car into a lake, didn't call the police for 10 hours.
Yeah.
He didn't get ostracized. Robert Kennedy Sr. was wiretapping Martin Luther King. He didn't get ostracized. The old Joe Kennedy.
Joe Kennedy, let's not talk about
He
Joe. Yeah.
lobotomized his own daughter, stuck her in an institution. He did. This guy gets
Made
ostracized.
all his money bootlegging.
I saw Kennedy Jr. doing on the Smirkana show on Saturday, and he was doing a Zoom call, but it wasn't like in the studio. It was an unrecorded, and his voice is so fucked up anyway. But hearing him on the Zoom, I couldn't understand him. They should have put subtitles.
That voice,
He's
that
like
voice-
White Fang from Soupy Sales.
I think that voice is from all the Catholic guilt, from all the people his family screwed over. I'm pretty sure that's what happened to his voice. But how do you get thrown out of the Kennedy family? There's nothing you can do that's thrown out of the Kennedy. He's the one guy. Everybody's cheating on their wives. They back him up. They support him.
That's a party at the compound.
JFK Jr.
Even like
drives
the Chambers guy raped someone in the park. He's still hanging around. But this, he's
He did. I don't like needles. Oh, you're out of the family. I think we can do
That's
better.
where we draw the line.
I think we can do better with the economy. Oh, you're out of the family. No, nobody gets thrown out of the Kennedy family. How is that possible? The one guy.
Well, do you think his wife Cheryl Hines is secretly hoping, "Please don't win, please"? Let's.
Of course she is.
Yeah, I've got a really good career here.
Melania is hoping, please don't win, please don't win. She ain't the only wife.
Yeah.
Not that I want to mention Trump or Biden. I don't want, but I'm just saying.
No.
Now we're talking about Steve's state in New Jersey. Bob Menendez.
Oh, there's the news.
Bob.
You drop your notes.
This never happened to Johnny Carson. Bob Menendez.
Hey-o.
I think he's a talented guy, Bob Menendez, because he was taking bribes from an Egyptian businessman. You know how hard it is to get money out of an Arab? He was getting money out of it. You know how hard that is? He was getting an Arab to give up money.
That's
You know what kind of
it.
talent that is? Steve, have you ever gotten an Arab to give money?
No.
But yet he didn't clear his search history. Like, what's a gold bar going out?
Well, it was
Of
his
course.
wife. He has the wife. The second wife. She's they got the fake rack, and she's bleach blonde and all.
a horrible car accident too.
Where she killed somebody.
Yeah.
So she's just a piece of shit. And she's the one who did it. She's just went around like a lapdog.
According to Bob, that's what she did it. Yeah.
And it's
Gold bars like Yosemite Sam hanging around your house. I mean,
I know, it's like, oh no, I didn't know we were doing anything wrong. Yeah, you have bars of gold in your house, in your pocket. Oh my, what's in my pocket? $40,000. Oh, how'd they get there? It's just so funny. They just act like they did nothing wrong.
Coincidence? I say no.
What's that?
I say coincidence. I say no. It's a gold bar in my apartment. It's just a coincidence.
Oh yeah, exactly. It just popped up there.
gold
I don't know
bars. I mean, it's like Tony Soprano with the duffel bags full of cash in the drop ceiling. You know how hard it is, but he got money out of an Arab. How do you do that? How do you get money out of an Arab?
He must.
I mean, that is.
Hold on, I'm getting a call. It might be Bob Menendez.
Oh yeah, make sure you get a call. That's how professional this is. We're getting a phone call in the middle of the show.
Sure, don't worry,
No,
man.
yeah.
Oh, good. It's
not Bob Menendez. We're good. But it's up to mynextpussy.com.
There you go. He's getting an alert. That sounds like one of the alerts I set.
It's my manager. What are you doing this
Exactly.
podcast for?
I guarantee he didn't know about this.
No,
Tom,
he didn't.
your client's on the McGonigal Podcast. How did you allow this? How did you allow this? Joey's manager's
The McGonigal.
Joey's manager.
This is one of the funniest stories.
He calls me McGonigal.
But tell him the whole story about how you called him up and he acted like you didn't know who you were.
Joe and Buddy Fitzpatrick kept recommending me to this guy. It's Tom Ingenio. So I called him up and he said, "Who is this?" And I said, "Ed McGonigal." And he goes, "Spell it." So I started going, MCG. And he goes, "You know I'm fucking with you, right?" I'm spelling my name.
He'll call me and go, "Hey, block out this date and call McDougal, see if he's around."
And the last time I called him, I said, "It's Ed McGonigal." He said, "I don't know any McGonigal. I know a McDougal, but I don't know any McGonigal." Just what I'm getting heckled by management. Not even audience people. Management I get heckled from.
MCG.
I'm spelling. Lucky I remembered how to spell it after all these years.
He does like the spelling bee McGonigal. MCG McGonigal.
Can you use it in a sentence, please?
My name's Ed McGonigal, not McDougal, you fucker.
Not that I don't get respect in this business. I'd hate to say that. It would ever be possible. So I saw one of the Sports Illustrated swimsuits coming out, and they have Gayle King in it. Gayle King. You imagine when you were a kid, you had subscription to Sports Illustrated, you're waiting all year for the swimsuit issue, it comes and it's Gayle King.
Hey, when you're a young teenage boy, it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, it does. No.
It helps.
No. Gayle King. I might as well have Rodney King.
Exactly.
I think that's more attractive. That's more entertaining.
I'd rather have Jerry the King Lawler than Gayle King. I forgot.
Burger King.
Gayle King. I think I'd join the priesthood if that came to my house like that. I'd tell me you wouldn't be a sports fan anymore.
Well, it's just so crazy. It used to be like, you wait, like, oh my God, Elle McPherson.
Of course.
Heidi Klum. Like, oh my God, Carol All.
Yeah,
and then now it's
side
like,
boob.
Now it's like
Martha Stewart is in
yeah,
there.
Martha Stewart. The woman who played Mrs. Roper. She's going to be on it.
It doesn't matter considering that the guys when we were younger, we only had magazines. These kids have these phones. You've got the whole world of anything.
Well, this isn't going to win them back. Gayle King's not going to win them back.
No,
they're trying to. I mean, Doris Roberts.
This is
That's why print media is
it's
dead.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot, but Gayle King. I mean, whose idea was this, and how does she go along with it? How is she sitting there? I do look pretty good. I ought to be in a bathing suit.
Flash forward a year from now, he's people's sexiest man alive, Ed McGonigal.
I'd buy it.
Well,
maybe you could date Gayle King.
But they gave it to Jason Kelsey. They might give it to anybody.
Yeah.
They gave it to Jason Kelsey, for God's sakes.
Well, there you go.
But Gayle, it's amazing. Who's going to be next?
Gayle King.
I think Whoopi is next year. Whoopi Goldberg is next year.
You get a magazine, and you get a magazine.
We don't want to talk about Oprah.
No, we don't want to
She's
talk
the
about
reason
Oprah.
we have Dr. Oz and Dr. Phil and Gayle King.
She's the reason we have a lot of things.
Yep.
Angry women is a reason to get Oprah. Oprah's the reason we have angry. Well,
Is that the only reason?
Well, no, I guess that was God. What is your joke about men and then women? Women don't have souls. What is your?
I know. I just men are dumb. We don't have any brains, and all the women in the audience clap. I go, well, guess what? You girls don't have souls. So, you're evil incarnates.
But I can't imagine how that would ruin your teenage years if you were waiting for the sports. Of course, nowadays you just hit a button and you get labia, so it really doesn't matter. But Gayle King, but
Billie Jean King.
Billie
See,
Jean.
you come on. There's got to be one more.
Larry King.
Larry King.
Mabel King.
Mabel King. We said Mabel King.
Now we need her in a swimsuit.
Life is a circle.
A callback.
Callback. We're doing callbacks, people. Mabel King callbacks. You will never see a podcast or hear a podcast where there's a Mabel King. We have set podcast history with a Mabel King callback.
We also set misery history with Mabel King. And anybody out there who Googles Mabel King, we apologize. If you see this podcast and you Google
you
Mabel
kids
King,
out there, look up Mabel King and get on your computer.
Mabel King swimsuit
and you'll
issue.
never have an erection again if you look up Mabel King. I promise you, you'll never have an erection again. You'll have a lot of anger, but you'll never have an erection again. So, of course, last week the big controversy, Harrison Butker from the Kansas City Chiefs Do you think it's a good idea for place kickers to be in charge of family planning? Do you think? Would you?
Well, it's special teams.
I mean, I remember my mom and my aunts. They never made a decision about having kids till they checked with Garo Upremian. I mean, they never made a move. I mean, a place kicker is in charge of family planning.
At one point, like he goes, and I want you girls to go home and have a like. Who talked to this guy?
Well, I want to know what kind of college uses a place kicker to give their commencement speech.
That's an even better thing. Who
Wait a second. Hey, Jon Stenerud wasn't available, so we got Ralph Bernishka. It's like a place kicker. Like get a lineman. Get a tight end. A place kicker.
The backup shortstop turned him down. Said, "Well, maybe we can get the place kicker."
Cookie Rojas couldn't make it.
Draymond Green said no, so we said, "Well, listen, let's get Harrison Butker." But all you ladies out there, if you're not sure about family planning, see if Tom Dempsey and his half foot can give you some advice about that, whether you should have kids.
Old Clubfoot Dempsey.
See?
I have a good Dempsey story. I'll tell
there
you.
We go.
Okay,
does it involve Mabel King?
No. Okay, this is no lie. When I was little,
I'm still little.
My father had us join Jim Corea's gym. We would go, and a lot of Eagles would go there. And I was little. I'd never really washed my own hair. I'm in the shower trying to wash my hair, and I'm putting shampoo on my dry hair. And Tom Dempsey is in the shower. And
hey,
not
little
with
boy.
He didn't know. But he walked up, he goes, "You got to get your hair." And he not with his hoof hand, with the regular hand, he actually massaged the shoe. And he didn't touch me. He didn't touch me. He didn't hit me with his club foot.
Come on.
But Tom Dempsey washed my hair.
Hey, wait. Take the hat off and show how good of a job. Look what a great job he did.
That would have been a lot more interesting story if it was Jerry Sandusky. That would have been a much better story.
He took me for ice cream.
I can say that Tom Dempsey washed my hair.
And from this day...
he didn't try anything on me because there's other men in the shower. They all fuck me.
What a
but
story.
Tom Brady.
And from this day, no matter how many showers Steve Cooper takes, he can't get clean.
Moose Dupont clipped my toenails.
Yes, exactly. Oris Kendrick gave me a happy ending.
I guarantee I never thought I'd hear a story about Tom Dempsey washing somebody's hair. Only on this, the stupidest podcast in America.
Have you ever seen a Gladiator movie, Steve?
You ever been in a Turkish prison?
I never really told that story, but it's true. Tom Dempsey washed my hair.
So I never get to know. Was Tom? How was he down? Was that the hair? Was that a club?
I was like little. I wasn't looking.
Steve, were you hurt? Of course I was hurt. He doesn't call. He doesn't write.
But I mean, seeing that club foot in the shower, how many years did that traumatize you?
Oh God, it was crazy. I was like, this is awful.
I never thought I'd meet somebody who saw Tom Dempsey naked. Oh man,
I did. I saw.
I can pretty much retire now.
Exactly.
Tom Dempsey with Bill Bradley in there too.
My question is, what the fuck do you people do in New Jersey?
What, it was a gym. You ever go to a gym? You know what a gym is? You know what working out is?
I stop at getting in the shower with other men. That's where.
Why? Did you play high school sports?
No.
Okay, well then there you go.
Look at us. How did we play high school sports? Me and two Irish guys. We learned how to drink in 8th grade.
We drank in the woods.
Come on, man. We had cake party when we were 12. There's that train again coming to run over my career. It's too late. It's already dead.
I heard a train a-coming.
It's already dead. Yeah, I never thought I'd hear... did you ever see any other famous Philadelphia athletes naked, or just...
Lee Burgess was a running back.
How about Darryl Dawkins? Because that'd be a hell of a story. We saw Darryl Dawkins naked.
No, but I know a guy who
did see Darryl Dawkins.
No, he said he did acid with Darryl Dawkins at a party once.
There's a million guys who did acid with Darryl Dawkins.
He was a cook at the Marriott on the Turnpike, this guy. I don't know why he was at a party with Darryl Dawkins.
I did karaoke.
Charlie was a dealer.
I did karaoke with Hank Spurka.
Yeah.
No, I thought you were going to say Coke. That would have been a lot better if you did Coke with Hank Spurka.
I like to clean it up.
I drank
Hank Spurka and Joe Carcione you did Coke with. That would have been a great story.
I drank mind eraser shots with Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
From Home Improvement?
Yeah.
Did he talk about what a prick Tim Allen was?
No, but he had a fucking puppet on his hand the whole time. And I was like, what are you doing? We did mind eraser shots. It was just weird. He was at a bar sitting next to me.
That's no good if he's not talking about what a prick.
I beat up Andy Dick.
You beat up Andy Dick?
Oh, I would have
and he started crying.
I would have paid to see that fight.
That's another long line of guys who beat up Andy Dick. Were you in a men's shower again? Because Andy Dick spent a lot of time in men's showers.
He made fun of Tom Dempsey naked. So no, I'm not going to go into it. But I just know.
You brought it up.
Okay, I'm at a party. Andy Dick. Okay, here's what happens. We're at this bar.
If you're going to name drop, would you go like Andy Dick? Would that be the name you drop?
We're at a party. I'm at a bar. And my friend manages it. Andy Dick's acting up. So my buddy says, we got to get you out of here. So we get Andy Dick in our car. my buddy's car, and we said we're gonna take it back.
Which is not the first time you got dick in a car.
Exactly. Oh, that's all the time. How do you think I got my work? But Andy, we take him back to the house, and he just started acting up, and he made some anti-Semitic comment to me, and then he said something, and I threw him on the ground. And I was about to punch him, and he started crying and saying, "You don't know how hard it's to be a bisexual man in LA." And I couldn't.
I think it's probably pretty easy to be a bisexual man in LA. I don't know. I think that.
So yeah. So I hit his head against the wall once, but then I just really didn't want to
that was a weak card for him to go to. I think you probably get awards if you're a bisexual man in LA.
Yeah, it's true. But no, so that was my brush. And then we sat there and we said, "We got to get you out of here." And we put him in my friend's car, and we stopped at a light, and he just jumped out and ran. And we in a bad neighborhood. We didn't know where the fuck he went.
Never to be seen again.
Yeah, that's what he was like. The dude's nuts.
I would have been happy if he jumped out. He should have been high-fiving. We got rid of him. Andy,
exactly.
That's funny. Andy, did you beat up Tom Green or just Andy did?
No, I met Tom Green. He was a nice guy.
Tom Green?
Nah, he's all right.
How about Emo Phillips? You ever get in a fist fight with
No.
Emo Phillips?
You had a huge political argument with Emo.
You did?
No.
Oh, good Lord. I thought that was an...
I did arm wrestle Vic Tayback. No.
Did he call you Dingy? Yeah. Because that would have been good.
Tayback.
Well, Joe was saying he's an empty nester now. Maybe you call up Harrison Butker and tell you how to conduct yourself as an empty nester.
It's lather, rinse, repeat. I'm the only guy in the show with hair, so yeah, I can still pull it off.
And kids.
I know.
There you go.
So it came out this weekend that Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito was flying the American flag upside down after the last election.
Is this an impartial Supreme Court justice?
And I was thinking, do you think he did that to A, bang Laura Ingraham, B, bang Ann Coulter, or C, bang Sean Hannity? What do you think his ultimate goal was? Because to do that, he had to be trying to bang one of them.
He and Clarence Thomas
and
are going to go out whoring.
Because Ann Coulter's penis is actually bigger than Sean Hannity. So
I actually met Laura Ingram's once. She was using the urinal next to me.
She actually, this is amazing. She actually dated Keith Olbermann, which is amazing.
And Ann Coulter dated Jimmy Walker.
Wow.
I'm not lying. Her and J.J. Walker, they dated.
Good.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's not a couple you think. J.J., Kid Dynamite, and Ann Coulter.
Well, Steve's giving me two awful metal images: Tom Dempsey naked and Jimmy Walker fucking Ann Coulter.
There you go. That's my job is done.
Because of Steve Cooper, I won't sleep for a month now. For Christ's sakes. What would cause you to fly your flag upside down? Is there anything that cause you? I mean, my career, I fly it upside down every day. But is there anything that cause you to fly the American flag upside down?
Let me just make this great. The whole idea of an upside down flag is to show some contention.
It's a distress signal, yeah. But I'm saying, well, my career, there's a distress signal.
Yeah.
I don't have a flag outside my condo.
Yeah.
So I can't help it,
That is great, though, flying the flag upside down. He had to be trying
But
to...
here's the best part is, when he got called on it, he blamed his wife.
Of course,
just like Menendez.
Yeah, it's
you always
my
blame
wife.
your wife.
It's that go-to.
My father blamed my mother for everything. Every problem my father, there was nothing my father didn't blame my mother.
That's what I told my wife. I'm keeping you around because I'm eventually going to be able to blame you for something.
Well, that's why you do it.
There's not... My mother got blamed for everything. That's why she drank anyway. But I mean, that didn't help. That didn't help her drinking. Me and Joey have had a lot of long car rides talking about angry Irish fathers.
Yes, that's the reason we're comics.
Was he angry or?
No, my dad was like the traditional wasp, like that. Just the don't hug, don't like say I love you, none of that. Just sat there.
So emotionally withdrawn.
Yeah, and then my mom though was great. My mom was, she was everyone loved her. She was like Mrs. Cunningham, and then my dad was very strong, but he would have an anger. I remember one time we got in an argument. We had those Flintstones. They used to have Welch's jelly.
Oh,
used to
yeah,
have
the glass. That's how you got the glass. Yeah.
And we were arguing because I think I wanted Fred or something, and he broke all the glasses.
Wow.
Because none of you get a glass now.
None of you little bastards are going to get a Hanna-Barbera Flintstone-themed glass.
I told Tom Dempsey about it, and Tom Dempsey smacked him with his hand.
My father only broke glasses, when he was drunk. So 3 times a week. It wasn't that bad. He wasn't seeing how he drank 7 days. Breaking glasses 3 days a week wasn't bad.
That's good average. That's like it's like less than 50%.
Wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Also, this past weekend, Scotty Scheffler got in trouble driving to the PGA Championship, and he ended up going around an accident and had a cop driving on his car. Now, to me, if you driving with a cop on your car, should you get a 3-stroke penalty or just a 2-stroke penalty?
It's a mulligan. That's a mulligan.
He does. Yeah, how bad is golf? The only time it gets any publicity is when somebody gets arrested. Tiger Woods, John Daly's getting. Nobody cares about the stupid sport unless somebody gets arrested.
Now, the fact of the matter is that he got arrested, like say 7 o'clock. He was teeing off at 10 a.m.
And he shot 6 under.
Can you imagine? Well, a lot of comedians have gotten out of drunk tanks and went and done good sets.
Yeah.
So there's
exactly.
nothing on a comedian.
Yeah.
That is nothing.
and it's just they're dropping the charges, just so you know,
Oh, cool.
because it came
Well,
out.
sure, I did. If you're going to drive a cop on your car, you
Well,
better be famous.
They found the actual report. Like he didn't. I don't think he drugged the cop like what it sounded, and it was some.
Wasn't
weird
like
story.
like a Mannix episode?
No,
where
it
he
wasn't like
across the
sitting there with a Starsky and Hutch and Huggy Bears on the hood. It's not like that.
Wasn't T.J. Hooker hanging on,
Yeah.
screaming for mercy? But even with that, I still won't watch golf. Even there's a chance that you can see a car accident and somebody getting arrested. I'm still can't see me tuning into golf.
Yeah, I don't see the appeal of golf overall. I've golfed once. I'm like, this blows.
People love it. I don't see it. I don't know. It's not my cup of tea. But people love it, and it gets good ratings.
But there's a lot of comics who love golf.
Oh, there's a lot of people who love golf. It's for drunk, angry people, like most things.
Why we're not golfing then?
Exactly.
I have no idea.
Exactly. I'd rather be angry at home when nobody can see it. It's my thing. I'm an angry loner. You have to be an angry social person to go golfing, so that rules me out.
I'll take you golfing. We'll go miniature golfing. We'll go chip and putt.
Everything I do is miniature. The last thing I need to do is miniature golf. That's the last thing. My whole life is miniature. Why would I?
His nemesis is the windmill.
Yeah.
No, my nemesis is the top shelf at ShopRite. That's my nemesis. My mother used to get so mad when she called it short people discrimination. She couldn't reach. She always had to get somebody to get her stuff off the top. It was pretty
Excuse
funny.
me, hon.
It was pretty funny. Of course, she was again on a bottle. But my mother hit the drink like Mike Tyson hit Michael Spinks in 1989. That's the way she hit the drink. Nothing on that. All right, we'll keep going. Nothing. I feel like Krusty the Clown. Nothing on that. Actually, my whole life. Nothing. The best is when they had you ever see that episode where Krusty, they showed a clip of Krusty from the 1960s on the Ed Sullivan Show? And he said, how about these band names today, huh? The Stones, the Kinks, sounds like my last physical, huh?
Or when he got into Big Tony for gambling, you actually bet on the Generals? They were doomed!
The Washington Generals.
They were doomed!
All right, we got this group that I've seen on the college campuses I can't believe. Queers for Palestine. Is it that hard for gay people to hook up? They can't go to a Jersey rest spot anymore? They can't just go to an Indigo Girls concert? They're going Queers for Palestine?
I would say God bless their organization and their time management if they've got time to do that.
Queers for how about desperate can you be to get laid if you don't think?
Okay, you said you're not going to mention his name, but how about the Queers for Trump? Explain that one to me.
I don't know. We're not mentioning Trump.
All right, I'm just saying.
It's no Trump or Biden podcast.
All right.
But
Why you got to go there?
Yeah.
Because
Queers,
there's a group for that.
How about Queers for Cars for Kids? That's another one.
1-800.
Yeah, that's a big group, man. They just watch. It's unbelievable.
Queers for Palestine. I mean, it's that hard for a gay person to hook up and get laid? You have to go Queers for Palestine? It can't be that hard. Can it be that hard?
I'm not a gay man. I can't answer that question. I don't know why you're looking at me.
Look at that shirt. I thought, listen, if
this
anyone
is the
knows
finest that Kirkland had to offer.
Oh, there
with
you
that
go.
shirt, there's an expert, I thought. But maybe not. Of course, I shouldn't talk. I'm the typical Irish jackass who didn't go to college and still wears a Notre Dame shirt. So I'm
There you go. That's all right, though.
Typical Irish
The
jackass.
Subway alumni.
Queers for Palestine. Then they got the new organization, Black People for the Klan.
Yeah.
They're out there too.
Asians for better driving.
Italians for prosecutors.
Exactly.
Irish people for sobriety. I mean, I don't know. We can go all over there. Well, nothing on that again. Krusty the Clown. This is a Krusty
it's all right.
Krusty the Clown episode.
I was waiting for you to bring up P. Diddy.
Guess what the next thing on my list
I know
was?
it.
Puff Daddy. He can see. Here's the thing about the Puff Daddy video. He's beating this girl. He never loses the towel.
I was going to say
he
that.
holds the towel the entire
I
time.
sat there. I went, this guy knows how to tie a towel.
That is
because
unbelievable.
he runs down the hall, he punches her, he kicks her, he runs back down, he sits down, he throws a vase, and the towel. I can't even make it from my fucking bathroom to the bedroom without the towel falling off.
He never loses the towel. He's an F as a person, but he gets an A for agility. How does he keep the towel on?
He's dated a housekeeper.
How cool would that be as a reality show where you have rappers see if they can beat somebody and not lose their towel? That would be the greatest reality show ever on Fox. That would be great. Hosted by Nick Cannon.
Exactly.
That would be an awesome reality show. Beat your girl, beat your bitch, and don't lose your towel.
And the funny thing is, though, people are like, Beat your girl, beat your bitch. That's
Beat
good.
your bitch, don't lose your towel.
Beat your
And they'd
bitch,
have
don't lose your
one of the
town.
beat your bitch, BYB.
By the way, I want to point out that all three of us, none of us said it like a Philadelphian. It was towel. We didn't say towel. So.
Well, okay, because I'm not a Philadelphian.
Oh, that's right. You're
from New Jersey.
Oh, is that what that smell was?
Oh boy! Oh boy! Hey, look, Joey, I'll be here all week. Why don't you do the arms bit and close? The thing about P. Diddy is though, like people actually were like surprised. Like you knew he was a piece of shit his whole life.
I want to know who's been sitting on that video all these years.
Oh well, then they got paid $50,000 to sit on it.
Yeah, but when did it? Like, yeah, they got paid $50,000, but somehow they released it. Did getting somebody else have it and didn't get paid?
You can't keep anything quiet. As well.
can't.
Everything will come out. But that was the best that he didn't lose the. And here's the thing: when you listen to his music, that video isn't even in the top 10 of his atrocities. I mean, it's just.
And that video is going to be like an extended play on his next CD. They're going to have that.
Can't imagine him coming back from this. I can't imagine the national public forgiving him.
I can't. This is a stupid country. I can.
Hey, Morgan Wallen.
This is global.
Morgan Wallen is making racial comments and throwing chairs off a building, and he's selling out.
You're peeking on my list again, aren't you?
No, I didn't.
You're peeking on my
I
list
didn't
again.
know.
I had
I
Morgan
didn't know.
Wallen on my
I
damn list.
It's country music.
But I'm saying.
Here's the thing about Morgan Wallen. I heard. Here's the thing. What's worse, the saying the N-word or some of his songs? Because I've heard some of his songs, and I don't know. I'm pretty
love
sure
those.
it's crazy.
Both are hate crimes.
Well, I don't think P. Diddy. I mean, he'll come back, man. It's just people don't.
He'll do some interview with Gayle King. He'll tell her how nice her swimsuit.
He'll be on swimsuit.
back.
He'll be on the cover of the swimsuit issue
Exactly.
in that towel.
He'll be back. He'll be back. He'll be on with Jimmy Fallon playing Password in a couple of months.
Doing that thing with the towel where you're swinging, you snap.
Exactly.
That's his new.
Well, they got to get that reality show. Beat your bitch and don't lose your towel. Come on, that would be the greatest reality
It's
show.
going to be on VH1. That's clearly a.
There has to be on like the
As a
90
ET Plus.
No, the 90 Day Fiance, like that channel.
As a prelude to the Soul Train Awards.
The farmer beats a wife.
Exactly. The farmer beats the wife. That'd be a good one.
The Golden Bachelor, he wouldn't be able to hold his
It's
towel.
the Golden Shower Bachelor.
There you
That's
go.
a whole
The Golden
other,
Bachelor's too
But
old.
that guy was an idiot.
Everybody on a reality show is an
I
idiot.
know, but that guy was like, they said the Golden Bachelor, they said he was like a restaurateur, retired, and he owned like two like Weber's hot dog stands in the middle of nowhere. It was like complete bullshit. They're like, ooh, this restaurateur. It's like you own two fucking drive-throughs, like you own a Stewart's root beer, and then you're a restaurateur. And it was just funny, and he was just awful.
The worst part is I heard next year on the Golden Bachelor it's going to be the legendary Wid. So, they're really getting desperate on the
I'm not
Bachelor.
fucking lying here.
Speaking of, here I got to ask you this. About a year ago, or maybe 2 years ago, Jimmy Carter got put on hospice. He's
Yep.
still alive. Do you get the feeling he's faking? I get the feeling he might be faking. I mean, how
not-
could he still be alive?
He's a fighter, that going. God bless him.
How could he still be? He outlived Abney Coleman. How is that possible?
Do you think? Do
Jimmy
you
Carter-
think Amy Carter is just propping him up? He's really been dead, and she's just
No,
waiting for the money.
Weekend at Jimmy's.
I think Amy and Chip are trying to push him over, get some of that peanut money, but he's hanging on. I'm not buying it. How could he still be alive?
Yeah,
At this point, he's going to outlive both Biden and Trump. I guarantee it. He's going to outlive both of
Hey,
them.
it's just that it happens, you know. He's got.
I think he's playing possum. I think Jimmy Carter might be
But
playing.
what about Billy
You know what
Carter?
the worst part about it is?
drinking that-
He's still building houses for Habitat for
Yeah,
Humanity.
exactly.
That's what I mean. He's still got nails in his teeth. And he's got a hammer. I am
Whatever
not buying it.
whatever happened to Billy Carter?
But he died.
Did he?
Of cirrhosis of the
Yeah, I
liver.
think
Billy Beer.
There was a slight chance he might have cirrhosis of the liver.
They should have had like a TV show of him and Roger Clinton, like a reality show, and you
That
put
would've
him up
been awesome.
like you put him up in a L.A. pad and just
And
see
Hunter
them.
Biden, the three of them.
Yeah, okay, but no, Hunter Biden's a son. We need a brother. So it'd been great. Roger Clinton and
There has to be,
and Billy
but there has to
Carter.
be some international people.
Billy
like,
Carter was the only guy to have cirrhosis of the liver when he's like 16.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just brutal.
He was 5.
He was, again, for the kid, these are references for the kids. Billy
There
Carter.
was a guy named Billy
Carter
Carter.
and Pat Henry, I think, used to carpool
Jimmy Carter,
together.
39th president of the United States.
I think they used to hang, but I'm not buying it. Something's going on there. I think he's home. I think Jimmy Carter's running around with a towel and got a couple of bitches.
He's
at this
smacking
point.
women around.
I think he's definitely faking. I'm not buying that Jimmy Carter is as sick as they say he is. How could he outlive all these people?
it's it's good hospice. it's that
That's
government-
good hospice.
It's that good hospice.
That's some good hospice.
Now you're gonna see him in a commercial. Hi, this is Jimmy Carter.
Hey,
And this,
Jimmy Carter.
this is for good hospice.
Good hospice.
You want to Dial this number for $14.95 a month. You
Can
can
I
get
talk
good
to you-
hospice.
Can I talk to you about a reverse mortgage?
Here's Hal Linden. That's good hospice.
That's what Jimmy called off.
Or no, excuse me, here's Robert Loggia. Jimmy, that's some good hospice, Jimmy.
Jimmy Carter.
Robert Loggia.
Robert, there's another, again, the kids out there are getting all
He
these
was in a
references.
commercial for orange juice, and the kid comes out, and the mother goes, drink your orange juice. He goes, why? She goes, because you could. He goes, well, if Robert Loggia said something, and Robert Loggia comes walking in and goes, hey, Jimmy, drink your orange juice.
And who did
thank you, Mr. Loggia.
And who did he play? Feach on the Sopranos? Wasn't that his character on the Sopranos?
Yeah,
Feach?
yeah. They put him back to prison.
Put him back to prison where they set him up with the stolen TVs.
This is when Burt Young was on The Sopranos.
Oh, that was the best. That was
Burt
that
Young.
whole scene when he killed the guy and then he starts having a coffee fit. That was beautiful. There were a couple.
Young, man. He's just in Pope of Greenwich.
Pope of Greenwich Village, he was awesome.
He was great.
He was awesome. A couple classic episodes of MASH he was in. All right, let's play this week's game. I got a game this week. I think it's going to be a game that's going to be sweeping the nation. It's called
Bitch in a Towel?
Who's Your Favorite Homewrecker? Who's your favorite homewrecker? Here's the candidates: Yoko Ono, June Carter Cash, Camilla Parker Bowles, or Nancy Reagan. Steve, do you have a favorite homewrecker?
Well, I was going to say Amy Fisher, but she's not on the list.
Honorable mention.
She's a
she
good
was
Yeah,
one.
when we do the game of Junior League, because she was a young girl. This is for women.
Well,
Could you have a choice out of those four?
Well, first of all, I'm not going to recognize the royal family with a last name like Callahan. We don't, Camilla Boy, we don't recognize
See, I
them.
would say her was the best because she started out as a homewrecker and ended up Queen of England. That's a
Yeah,
hell of a
well,
homewrecker. That's a great homewrecker.
no, you're saying. You're saying who's the best?
Who's
as
the
in,
best homewrecker?
As in the what you achieved, or
Yeah.
as in the act of your home wrecking?
What you achieved? You got Yoko, Camilla, June Carter, Nancy Reagan.
Well, Yoko. I mean,
Yoko got Beatles money.
Yoko broke up the Beatles.
Got
That's-
Beatles money. She's got more Beatles money than Ringo, and Ringo was actually in the Beatles.
I know. Yeah, it's just. I would say Yoko.
Yoko's
Yeah, but
pretty
I
And
go
you know,
Yoko.
Yoko though
Yeah,
is
she's pretty good, but
Yoko is hated.
Nancy Reagan was pretty good. She made first lady at the being a home record. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good. But
that's
I-
June Allison.
She sat on Mr. T's lap.
Say no to drugs.
Exactly with
It was,
Mr.
it
T.
was, who was Reagan's first wife?
Jane Wyman.
Jane Wyman called her a cunt. Yeah, so.
That's
Well,
good.
I don't think she had the exclusive rights on calling Nancy Reagan a cunt. I think there was a lot of calling it. I think Barbara Bush might have called her a cunt once or twice.
Tip O'Neill did.
Yeah, I think Reagan, if he had a few, might have called her a cunt. I'm pretty sure.
Well, Nance, you could be a little cuntish.
I'm
Joe
pretty sure.
does that in his act, actually. He's still doing the Reagan
Yeah, there you
impression.
go.
Because unlike you, I'm a working comic.
I know. Exactly. You have to do it. I know.
He's
You have
still
to
doing
keep.
right.
I go where the gigs are.
You have to go where
2
the kids
weeks
are.
ago, he dropped the Nixon, which I thought was good. He dropped it.
I am not a crook.
He's still working on getting Ike out of the act, but
Woodrow Wilson impressions.
you would.
I'm the Von Meter of our group.
He just lays down like he had a stroke when he's imitating Woodrow Wilson. It works. It works great.
That Lincoln shit destroys.
I go for Camilla Parker Bowles as number one. Number one home.
Why?
She made Queen of England. She started as a home wrecker.
More
and
than
became
Yoko.
Queen. Well, Yoko's pretty good. Getting that Beatles money, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And she can't even sing.
And the other thing was, remember when McCartney got locked up in Japan in 1980? Yoko always claimed that right before that she had her magic crystals and she put a spell on Paul. That was I don't know how she might have just been saying that, but she told people
Joke's
that.
on her. Paul's been dead for years.
There you go. Paul's been dead for years. Hey, I saw where Germany is thinking about bringing back the draft. I was thinking this is good news because it's always good when Germany decides to increase their troops.
Did anybody
to
call
enlarge
Poland to give him a heads up?
I mean, is this good news or what? Germany bringing back the draft?
What bad could happen with that?
What can anytime Germany's going to have more troops? It's got to be good for the world.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's great.
The German draft coming back is great. It's like the Irish bringing back prohibition. I mean, it's no, who could not get behind Germany bringing back the draft?
That's why I always said I've been Oktoberfest, and it's like Germans are fantastic when they're drinking. When they start sobering up, they start marching. That's when we got problems.
Keep them drunk. I always said it. It's like the Japanese bringing back pilots. You know, it's not something we. It's not something we need. It's not Germany bringing back the draft.
The French have already surrendered.
Exactly. The French surrendered October 8th after Israel got attacked. The French were standing with their hands
The
up.
Queers for Palestine have come out with an official statement.
Exactly.
Exactly. I heard Tom Dempsey was once naked in a shower with Herman Hesse.
Yes.
He washed his hair. That's
Who told you that? Mabel King told me that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all coming back, and
They're all
somehow
coming.
Pat Henry is involved. They don't know yet how.
And Tom Bosley is up to his neck and pussy.
Up to their neck and pussy. All of them are up to their neck and pussy. So see what happened here in Philly? 2 days in a row. First, they cleared out the homeless encampment in Kensington. They cleared that out. Then the next day, they dragged off the protesters at Penn. Does this mean that Sherelle Parker is the black Frank Rizzo? I mean, she might be the black female Frank Rizzo. She's dragging people off.
She might be the female Wilson Good.
No.
She hasn't dropped anything
bounds.
yet.
It was just dragging.
Yeah, but okay. I'm just saying.
She just got in. Give her time.
Yeah,
I know, give her time.
I
Because
think
Birdie Africa's, that's. I want to see a reality show with Birdie Africa and P. Diddy. Birdie Africa's out of
You
town.
kids at home, the Africans were a radical group of people in West Philadelphia.
We're shooting for the kids. But Sherelle Parker, I mean, she's not playing a mess. Like, Mama don't play no mess.
She's kicking ass.
She's going to take her slippers off and start hitting people.
Exactly.
Hey, at least you know what? At least you see her.
Exactly.
We had two terms with Kenny where it was like, where's Waldo? Like, where is he?
Jim Kenny was he was another feather in Ireland's cap. Jim Kenny. I mean, he was an embarrassment.
Another great
Jim
graduate
Kenny.
of St. Joe's Prep.
There you go.
Yep.
But I don't know, Sherelle. I wouldn't fool around. She might hit you with a wooden spoon when you
There
come
you
in her
go.
kitchen. She could be the black.
She's straight. When my daughters were younger, right? We were walking in the mall, and there's an angry black mom beating the shit out of her kid by the water
You know what
fountain.
they call that? Tuesday.
I said to my daughters, I go, I could bring her over. She does subcontracting work.
Oh, my mother, when I was a kid, she used to pretend she was calling the bad kid truck. When I would act up, she would get on her phone and dial, I got a bad kid here in the bad kid truck. And I would believe it every time I go hide under my bed thinking a bad kid truck was coming for me. Again, that was the drinking.
Were you allowed to use pronouns as a kid with an Irish mother? Like my mom, like
who's her?
Yeah,
who's she?
Yeah, who's she?
Oh, my father would really get mad.
My mom would say, "Who's that? The cat's mother?"
The cat's mother.
The cat's mother. What the?
Okay.
My father would say, "Who's she? The cat's mother?"
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure it's not just me. My mother would also threaten to call the cat home to come get me.
That was the strain of craziness that ran through the Irish.
Oh, pronouns were a huge sign of disrespect, particularly if you used a pronoun amidst an adult. Like, what did Uncle James say? He said, "Who's he?" Oh, Uncle James said.
Holy mac, what the Irish
Shit,
are crazy.
man. I'm glad
They
my
were on top of
parents-
everything except birth control. Birth control they didn't know about. They knew every other rule. They had no idea how to do birth control. Yeah. Kids coming out of the woodwork.
Or sobriety.
Sobriety shit. Listen, and my father was one of 9 kids. And out of 9, only 2 of them died of cirrhosis of the liver. So that's a good
percentage.
That's restraint for the Irish.
2 out of 9. That's 22%.
3 of them played Canadian football.
One was a priest, and none were cops, which was an amazing
Or
upset.
firemen?
No cops or firemen. My
Damn.
grandfather was a cop, but none of his kids were. But so, is there anything more annoying than an Amber Alert? Anything more?
I got one.
Everybody's
a silver alert.
Everybody's phones going off just because some couple can't watch their kid. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, some couple can't keep an eye on their kid. You got to have your dinner ruined, your movie ruined.
I hate when you're watching like Jeopardy and they put there's a storm coming and we already saw it's a storm. It's going to rain. Beep. And as the scroller, I'm like, I wanted to hear the answer, and they do it constantly. It's like you just played the weather. It's a fucking storm. It's like we live on the East Coast. We get rain, but they always put it, and it's right during Jeopardy, and you always miss the one answer that you think you should know.
But to me, if you lose your kid, it's on you. I mean, why does everybody else have to be involved?
It's true.
My parents were kind of hoping they would lose me, actually, but I'm telling you, I don't get Amber Alerts. I mean, you really? You going up, you at a show?
But he's right about the silver alert. It's like always like, 1986 Honda.
Grandpa left.
Yeah.
Oh, Grandpa, whatever. That's almost a blessing when Grandpa wanders off and doesn't come back.
Oh, that Grandpa.
Well, I hate that they're driving.
Think about the money you're going to save on a nursing home if Grandpa wanders off.
Believe me, my mom's in a nursing home, and that inheritance is nowhere to be found.
It's gone.
I send her diapers. That's no lie. No, it's true. I send her diapers.
Where is she in the nursing home?
She's over in Virginia because she has really bad Alzheimer's.
My mother did me a favor by keeling over, so I didn't have to pay her a nursing home.
My doctor said, "Hey, we're going to watch your cholesterol. It seems to be trending down the wrong way." I go, "Well, what can happen? Because you could have a heart attack." I'm thinking, I could have Alzheimer's and be shitting myself in a room with people I don't know. Give me the heart attack.
My mom doesn't shit herself.
But I'm not saying your mom did. I'm saying me.
But why would you shit yourself with Alzheimer's? Did you forget to wipe?
I can't think of that. But
you got to watch your cholesterol.
give me a massive heart attack. Boom. I had an
Oh,
uncle.
please, I want that for sure.
My Uncle James O'Connor. My Aunt Mary says, your Uncle James, he was eating the Oreos.
Who's he?
Yeah,
Cat's mother?
that's right. Uncle James was eating Oreos, and he had a massive heart attack. And this is my favorite line in the family. He was dead before he hit the ground. We had so much death in our family, we could time it. Like, yeah, we got one. He died between, around here, right around here.
And just as he fell over, when he was on a 45-degree angle, that's when he died.
That's the best. I had people in my family do a keel over. Give me that. Give me keeling over. Let me get to about 70 on the keel over.
My family is just keeled over.
I've had that. I don't want to be laying in a nursing home. Let me keel over.
Yeah. Let me go fast.
Let my
last words be, oh shit.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let me keel over. Keel over on stage. That'd be hilarious. And then,
Bob
and
Woods.
then the booker has to explain.
Bob Wood, but who played him? The producers who played the young
Dick Shawn. Dick Shawn over once.
And
Well, there was a whole book.
joke.
There was a whole book. The show will not go on about the people who died on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was a whole book. It was a pretty interesting book. The people who died, singers, comedians, and.
One of us have to die during the podcast.
Oh, that would be that.
Bob, it's not going to be me.
Imagine how many hits I would get if somebody killed over.
Oh God, it'd be great.
I'll perform Harry Carey.
We'll call you like
Jim. Give me my katana. I want to perform Harry
We'll call
Carey.
you'd be like the Bud Dwyer of the podcast
Oh, that would
world.
be awesome.
That'd be amazing. Just sit there like
Bud
you have
Dwyer.
an envelope and go, here's today's sip.
Another reference for the kids out there. Bud Dwyer.
Yeah, Bud
I was
Dwyer.
in college watching TV when that happened. That and the Challenger. I'm like, I gotta stop watching TV. This is getting bad.
Yeah, I was working. I was too stupid for college. I remember both things. But
I was too stupid to. I was smart enough not to work.
Yeah,
I pushed it off for 4 years.
So the Boy Scouts changed their name. They're going to be Scouting America.
Scouting.
I was thinking, wouldn't it better just call Weird Kids who actually like going in the woods? Wouldn't that be a better name? I mean, what?
With what's his name?
Pat Henry.
Who did you shower with?
Tom Dempsey.
Dempsey.
Tom Dempsey is now a Scoutmaster.
He gave me a merit badge in washing hair.
Steve's a Weeblo.
I'm a Weeblo, exactly. I don't, just call it the Boy Scout.
Did you ever have an urge to go out in the woods with other kids? Never. I never got that.
We used to go do shit like in the
Well,
woods.
we were city kids. It wasn't an option for us.
Exactly.
We never thought about woods. We were just glad to grab the 66 to go to Bridge and Pratt.
Exactly. I never
went in the
got
woods.
that. I mean,
we would play Army Men and we would do stuff like that. And
I never.
we would try to feel girls up if they let us in the woods.
Yeah, that's.
It's just like you're in a tree, you're in the middle, you sit there.
No girl would have let me feel her up. It wouldn't matter. We could have been in that, in Nagasaki with the bomb coming down. I say, you never get found up again. Not you. Not McGonigal. There's no chance.
There you go. Nagasaki filling up joke. It doesn't get better than that. It does not get better than that.
Just when we thought all of our references were dated, Ed came us with a Nagasaki reference.
August of 1945 for you young kids
This
out
is
there.
a day that will live in infamy.
Ed's like, yeah, you could have a musket to my head, and I still want to get her to feel her up.
I'm going to do my 1812 material.
Your
It's coming up
the
next.
musket. Let's get the musket.
This podcast is brought to you by Bloodletting. That's right. Some of the finest leeches are available today at Ed McGonigal's House of Leech.
McGonigal's House of Leech. That would be, how cool would that be? My cure, cirrhosis of the liver. We're getting down near the end. Yeah, I'm getting to the point where
Feels like we just started.
I don't know about you guys. I'm feeling that anybody who dies was a Boeing whistleblower at this point, because everybody who dies.
Or said something bad about the Clintons.
I expect they might be a Boeing whistleblower. I think Dabney Coleman, O.J. Simpson, they all might have, the Christy Noem's dog, they all might have been Boeing whistleblowers.
How'd you like to be in the Boeing boardroom? Yeah, we got a couple people who need to trip. Why don't we just put them in one of our planes? We'll solve the problem.
I hate to see any of you guys start getting a little mouthy after a few drinks.
Hey, Bob, remember last Christmas party? That happens again. You're going for a one-way ticket.
You heard about so-and-so? Yeah, he fell this morning. That'd be a shame. But I'm getting the feeling that all of them. I think my mother, I'm starting to think back, she might have been a Boeing whistleblower. I'm not. It's amazing how many Boeing whistleblowers.
Well, we know she wasn't the cat's mother.
I've never even heard that saying.
You didn't have the angry Irish parents. That's why.
Cat's mother.
Yeah, the cat. Who's she? The cat's. Like my wife, who's Italian and from New York. First time she heard me say that, she goes, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Doesn't make any sense.
She goes, "Where were you raised?"
Where were you raised?
The cat's mother.
And then you made a series of Italian jokes and made things worse.
Yes.
There you
and
go.
made things worse. Made things horrible. I see where Target is celebrating Pride Month. Which to me is crazy because if you're shopping at Target, you have no pride. Nobody shopping at Target has any pride.
Or self-esteem.
It's exactly. How can they have Pride Month at Target?
Well, what options do you have? They've closed Kmart. They closed Sears. They closed Two Guys in Caldors. Where else are they going to go?
Two Guys, man. That's an old thing. That's an old
Silo.
Yeah, Two Guys. Holy shit. Silo. Man, Silo is having a sale.
Yeah, this is definitely the AARP podcast tonight, which you tune in for this.
Yes, this is one working prostate among all three of us.
Last episode, we had exciting young John Kensel, John Kensel.
John Kensel's like 70. He's actually David Soul's stunt double.
He's older than me, and anytime anybody finds out, it's the worst thing anybody can find out is that he's older than me. He'll go to any length to not let people know that he's older than me.
You're what, 41? No.
Well, on a good day. Now, Kensel and me were born 15 days apart. He's 15 days on. It kills him. Kills him that he's 15 days older than me.
He looks good.
Wow.
I haven't seen him in years. I don't know.
I don't know if he looks good or not, but what the hell? But why get into that?
It's always good driving around Wid. It's a good job.
That keeps you.
Wid's got to get the gigs.
I know.
That keeps you young to drive Wid around. I always said it. If you drive Wid around, that keeps you young.
You need a male suitor. That's the one you want to go with. What do the Knights have? What do the Knights would have? Just a young boy driving them around. That's what you gotta have.
Usually driving Tom Dempsey around.
Yeah, exactly.
Driving Tom Dempsey through the local
I would
shower.
drive Tom Dempsey around if he had called me when I was 17. I'd say, hey, Tom, I'll come pick you up. Just wash my hair.
So I'm reading about these governors down there, Greg Abbott and Ron DeSantis, how they're busing illegal immigrants up to the northern states. How bad of a bus driver do you have to be to get that job? You must have got fired from Greyhound and Trailways, and you're driving the illegal
it's like
immigrant
a bus. It's like one of those generic thing. It just says bus on the side.
You got to be the worst bus driver to get that job.
Are you sure they just didn't put them in a Greyhound and buy tickets for New York or buy tickets for?
I think they had busfuls of them. Who's the poor bus driver?
It's the Partridge Family bus. They put them in and they drive them up. Another old reference.
There you go.
I'm talking Shirley Jones was hot. So anyway.
My manager is Ruben Kincaid.
Yeah.
And he's the one that has me spelling my name.
McGonigal,
He's the one that calls him McDougal. But, I mean, you got to be the worst bus driver. You must have been fired from it. Even SEPTA wouldn't take you, for Christ's sake.
What do you think that bathroom smells like?
Oh, that must be a wonderful bathroom. I think they just pull over and let them shit on the highway with the illegal immigrant bus, for Christ's sakes.
I heard that Kensel was actually driving that bus when Wid doesn't have a gig.
Well, he doesn't. He said it's not too bad. They chip him for tolls.
Oh, it was really good, and I got a chance.
They chip him for tolls, and it's not that bad. It really isn't
And he
that
does
bad.
20.
They love my mullet.
They love my puppets.
I read last week where
Puppets.
the Prime Minister of Slovakia got shot. And what was more shocking, that he got shot, or there's actually a country named Slovakia? Did you know there was a country?
I thought it was. I ordered it the last time I went to a Greek restaurant. Out of Slovakia.
I thought that was where Dr. Doom was from in Marvel Comics, Slovakia. That actually exists. Did you? That's something from James Bond.
I thought it was like Transylvania.
Yeah, for the man from U.N.C.L.E. fighting. No, they're from
Like
Slovakia.
Grandpa Munster's from Slovakia.
The agent from Slovakia.
Slovakia. Like, how can that actually be a real country? And we haven't attacked them. They must not have oil, because we would have attacked them. That's how you know a country doesn't have oil. We've never attacked them.
It's a new country. They're just testing the name out. They're workshopping the name. It's
Exactly.
Slovakia. Yeah.
And the flag is a picture of Gayle King in a bathing suit.
Yeah. With Mabel King on the other side.
And Pat Henry is the new prime minister after this guy keels over. See, Panera is pulling the Shards lemonade.
Okay.
What kind of a wimpy generation is this? You're scared of lemonade.
In their defense, they're going to keep the crack sickle.
No, I'm gonna tell you. I joined Panera's Sips.
Well, aren't you a member of an exclusive club?
No, it's $10 a month, and you can get free coffee, free soda, up to anytime.
How much is a cup of coffee?
Dude, okay, I go every morning.
Bragger.
No, but it's still, but you can go like 2 hours a day, so you can go every 2 hours.
You and the rest of the Korean War veterans go hang out at Panera's.
The charge, okay, I'm sorry. If a drink is called Charge, I think there's caffeine in it. I've surgically repaired my regular heartbeat.
By yourself.
I knew not to look at Charge.
Tom Dempsey.
They took it away. Charge, and it's bullshit because it's like, well, you can't figure it says caffeine. So some student from Penn drank it and she died, which I feel awful about. But it's like, don't pull it. Wawa has their drink and Dunkin' has their drink. It's fucking caffeine.
We were teenagers. We were drinking Schlitz and Pabst and Ort Leaves.
Jolt Cola. We used to take Jolt Cola with no dose.
My father was
To
so
study
cheap.
all night.
He didn't want to buy. He used to buy Jamaica Cola. Jamaica Cola. Every kid in the neighborhood was passing out in my front lawn Jamaican. These kids are afraid of.
My old man took
lemonade.
a 64 liter of Coke and bought like CNC Cola and poured that into the Coke and put that in the refrigerator. My mother going like, "This is not Coca-Cola."
That guy's awesome. That guy's awesome if he did that. I remember drinking Genesee cream ale in the back seat of a Dodge Charger with no seatbelts. And these kids are crying about lemonade.
I know. Hey, it was different. It's a different time. They never drank, Schmitz.
Schmitz, Schlitz,
Ortlieb's.
every damn thing.
Old Milwaukee,
So
Meisterbrow.
I grew up just blocks away from the Schmitz Brewery and the Ortlieb Brewery. When the wind would cut a certain way, we'd be in the classroom. The whole classroom smelled like hops. Like my earliest memory growing up in and around my aunt and uncle's bar was the smell of hops. So, and then when we moved to the Northeast and Nabisco was making cookies, the wind would cut a certain way. The entire neighborhood smelled like cookies. So I went from beer to cookies. I'm like, I don't know why I have an eating disorder.
My house smelled like hops. That was just my dad's collection.
Your dad belched.
Exactly. My dad threw up during a Notre Dame game, and the whole block smelled of hops. Well, listen, that's about an hour. I think we're pretty good. We did another half-assed job for a second episode.
You don't close with a song?
Well,
you don't do it's so good we've had this time together.
The Tom Dempsey theme song. I'm working on
I
that.
watched
Send your pictures of dear old Captain
Cooper's hair.
Anything you want to plug, Joe? You want to plug something?
Yeah, joeycallahan.com or Joey Callahan on Instagram, Joey Callahan Comedy. That'd be great. Stop by, say hi.
Steve's booking a great venue over in Pennsauken, Soundplex. Go see the next
flea
show.
market is back at
Next
Pennsauken.
one is
Next one with Joey
Joey's on
Callahan.
Callahan. It's a Thursday in June, the 13th, I believe. Also, my podcast, over 1,000 episodes.
Cooper Talk, of course, a great podcast.
It's very great.
Check it out.
Great podcast. I
And,
enjoyed that podcast.
and Ed McGonigal, you got to go see him live. He performed at my show
Here's
Saturday,
the thing.
and he was great.
Any comedy bookers out there wouldn't kill you to book Ed McGonigal. That's all I'm saying. If you hired Ed McGonigal,
Ed's
wouldn't
available
kill you.
for birthdays
Ed
and bar
McDougal.
mitzvahs.
I'm going to book Ed McDougal.
I'm pretty much available for anything. I'm not desperate.
If you need entertainment at your next brisk, this is the guy you want.
Brisk.
Brisk? What did I
Not
say?
Brisk.
Brisk.
Was
I
it
say
fucking
bri-
iced tea?
I'm a
Yeah,
Gentile. What do you
yeah,
want from me?
iced tea.
Yeah, I'm going to drink something like Lipton Brisk.
And Jews drink hot tea anyway.
that's
They don't
right.
drink iced tea. Well, folks, we want to thank you. I thank Comedy Trainwreck and the great Jim
Yeah,
Callahan.
Jim. It's great meeting you, Jim. There you go.
Great.
All right.
Folks, thanks. We'll see you in a couple weeks if they don't change their mind. Folks, thanks so much for watching this awful podcast, the McGonigal Podcast. Thanks, folks.
Comedy Train